Boeing has faced immense scrutiny over its safety practices recently. Issues first came to light with the Boeing MAX crashes, then resurfaced in January when the door plug off an Alaska Airlines flight blew off mid-flight. Since then, whistleblowers have been raising concerns regarding the safety and the quality of the planes with the manufacturers. And now we are hearing about similar problems, this time in Boeing's space division. Technician Craig Garriott has built satellites for Boeing for 27 years. He says in 2022, company executives upped the pressure to get products out the door faster, leading to what he calls a, quote, toxic culture that threatens worker safety. Last year, he says a suspended 4-ton satellite fell to the factory floor after it was not secured properly. CBS News senior transportation correspondent Kris Van Cleave spoke with Garriott about that experience.
When it happened, one person was underneath that satellite and they barely got out.
How significant is it to that satellite to have it fall like that?
It's the equivalent of a plane falling out of the sky. It's the worst thing that can possibly happen on the site.
A plane falling out of a sky. Kris Van Cleave joins us with more. This is incredible reporting and what you were able to gain from what this gentleman had to say. Mr. Garriott, what else did he tell you about some of those safety concerns that we haven't heard yet?
Well, you know, that satellite believed to cost in the range of hundreds of millions of dollars. So these are not inexpensive pieces of technology. He says that he's filed in just the last year hundreds of safety complaints ranging from issues with fire extinguishers to blocked access ways to unsafe work techniques or conditions that sort of really runs the gamut of things.
And in June, Boeing's former CEO admitted to the Senate that whistleblowers have faced retaliation at the company. What did Garriott tell you?
Yeah, you know, he says he claims he's been the subject of a litany of internal investigations targeting him, and then a number of incidents that would amount to essentially harassment, and those are laid out in his lawsuit. Boeing says they have investigated those claims and dispute the claims in the lawsuit.
And switching gears a little bit, Boeing Space Division is facing other issues, most noticeably the Starliner mishap that stranded 2 astronauts on the ISS. Can the company keep up with SpaceX, especially given the founder Elon Musk's connection to the White House?
Well, you know, that is one of the many big challenges facing Boeing right now. And their new CEO has said that perhaps Boeing needs to get smaller and focus on its core businesses. How much of that will be space remains an open question, but there is talk of Boeing looking at selling some portions of its space business. You know, this is a company that helped put a man on the moon, so space has been part of what Boeing does for a long time. But that is an open question as to what the priorities of Boeing will be moving forward as they try to turn the corner on what have been a series of well-documented production and quality control issues.
And Kris, before we let you go, I know there's been an update about the stowaway that snuck onto a Delta flight last week from New York City to Paris, which is just ridiculous when you think about it. What's the latest with that?
Well, she arrived back in the United States, back to JFK Airport on a Delta flight just a couple of hours ago. We understand that she was escorted off the plane by law enforcement and taken away. We expect that she's going to be questioned by federal and local authorities and then maybe subject to arrest for not only avoiding the checkpoint to get on the plane, but also stowing away on that Delta flight.
Yeah, such a crazy story. Kris Van Cleave, thank you so much.
Sure thing.